Hi, welcome to Spec Hunter. For years, I stayed away from action cameras. I thought they couldn't give the same quality as my regular mirrorless or cinema cameras. I didn't want to sacrifice image quality, even for something small or easy to carry, so I would carry heavy rigs and big setups just to film short clips for behind-the-scenes content. That was the norm for me until I tried something different about 6 months ago. I got the DJI OSMO Pocket 3. It completely changed how I viewed small cameras. For the first time, I felt like I could carry something compact and still get good results. I was surprised by what it could do. That's why when DJI reached out and asked if I wanted to test their new OSMO Action 5 Pro, I immediately said yes. I saw it as a chance to test my creativity even more. Since then, I've been using the OSMO Action 5 Pro for a commercial project that I'll start shooting in a few weeks. This camera is actually going to be part of that shoot. In the last couple of months, I've been experimenting with it, trying to get the most out of its features and seeing how far I could push it. One of the first things that caught my attention was the sensor. It uses a 1.3-inch sensor, which is pretty big for an action camera. That means it can handle low light better than usual. It also gives you better dynamic range and more natural colors. The image doesn't look overly processed or fake. It's clean and detailed, just how I like it, just like the Pocket 3. This one can shoot in 10-bit D-Log for me, that's a big deal. With 10-bit color, I can push and pull the image in post-production. I can color grade the footage just like I do with my Blackmagic or Sony cameras. That alone makes this camera a real tool for creative projects. Usually I rely on traditional cameras for my work. Whether it's YouTube, social media, or narrative content, I always go for the big gear. But sometimes the best shot is the one that puts you inside the action. It's not always about perfect composition or a camera on a tripod. It's about energy, movement, and unique perspectives. That's exactly what the OSMO Action 5 Pro delivers. The two ads I'm working on right now are both for sports. One is for basketball shoes and the other one is for golf. I don't usually shoot sports, so this was new territory for me. I wanted to explore different camera angles and movement styles. That's when this camera started to impress me even more. You've probably seen those crazy POV setups on social media. People mount cameras to their heads, chests, or even equipment to get first-person views. I've tried doing that with my regular cameras and the results look nice, but rigs are heavy and uncomfortable. The weight alone makes it hard to be creative. You're limited by what you can carry and how long you can shoot. This camera changes that. It only weighs 146 grams. That's super light. You can attach it to just about anything. I've put it on golf clubs, dunked it in water, and even strapped it to my chest while playing basketball. The footage still looks amazing. It's clean, colorful, and very stable. The 10-bit video and bigger sensor really make a difference here. The footage can easily match what I get from my mirrorless cameras. At one point, I decided to test the camera's auto mode. I didn't change any settings. I left the color, exposure, and white balance all on auto. And honestly, it didn't look bad. In the right lighting, auto mode can give decent results. But I prefer to shoot in full manual mode whenever I can. That's where this camera stands out. It gives me the control I'm used to with professional gear. Using pro settings, I can set everything the way I want. I always shoot in D-Log with 10-bit color. I set the sharpness and noise reduction to -2. I manually fix my white balance to 560 OK when I'm outside. I follow the 180-degree shutter rule. That means if I shoot at 24 FPS, I use a shutter speed of 1/50th. If I shoot at 60 FPS, then I set it to 1/120th. I try to keep my ISO below 800. This gives the cleanest image with the least amount of noise. If I'm filming a lot of motion but don't want to raise the frame rate, I'll sometimes use 30 FPS with a shutter speed of 1/120th. This helps avoid that jittery look some action cameras can get. Still, for high motion, higher frame rates like 60 or 120 FPS are the better choice. It helps capture more detail and keeps everything smooth. When using manual settings, ND filters are a must. I usually use an N6 or N3 II when filming outdoors. What I love is how easy they are to use on this camera. You just slide them on, no screwing or twisting. They snap on and off in seconds. That makes shooting on the go much easier. And if you forget to bring a memory card, this camera has you covered. It comes with 47 gigabytes of built-in storage. That's a lifesaver. I've forgotten my SD cards before and had to drive all the way back home. That kills your momentum. With built-in storage, you can keep shooting without any stress. Another feature I've started using more is slow motion. I don't use it often in my usual content, but for sports, it's a must. This camera can shoot up to 120 FPS in 4K. That gives you smooth and detailed slow motion footage. I used it during the basketball shoot, and it really added to the energy of the edit. I'm definitely using this feature in the upcoming commercial. Vlogging is also something I've been experimenting with lately. I wanted to show real-time use of the gear I'm testing. This camera is perfect for that. It has built-in Rocksteady stabilization, and there's also Rocksteady Plus and Horizon Steady. With these features on, the footage looks like it was shot on a gimbal even when I'm just holding it by hand. If you've ever vlogged with a Sony camera, you know how tricky it can be. You need a wide lens with stabilization, or you have to use a gimbal. It's a big setup and draws a lot of attention in public. The OSMO Action 5 Pro is compact and much easier to carry. It doesn't attract attention, and the footage still looks professional. The camera has two old screens, one on the front and one on the back. Both are touch-enabled. When I vlog, I use the front screen to monitor myself. It's bright enough to see even in strong sunlight. And since it's placed right next to the lens, even if I glance at the screen, my eyes don't look too far off camera. That helps keep everything looking natural. I've also been using the DJI Mic Mini for audio. It connects wirelessly to the camera and delivers great sound. Audio is half of the video experience. Bad sound can ruin even the best-looking footage. This setup gives me clean, reliable audio without needing any extra gear. One of my favorite ways to use the camera now is while driving. I just place it in the car, turn on the mic, and talk. It's a great way to capture thoughts or ideas on the go. The mic even lets me start and stop recording directly from the transmitter. That makes everything smooth and simple. Now let's talk about battery life. I included the 3 battery kit with this camera, but I barely use the other 2 batteries. Even when shooting in 4K, I rarely need to swap them out. DJI says you can get up to 4 hours in 108p, and in my experience, the battery lasts really long. It's one of the best I've seen in an action camera. Overall, I've loved using this camera. It's challenged me to think differently. It opened my mind to new ways of telling stories. Now, when I plan shoots, I don't just think about my mirrorless cameras. I also think about what I can do with this action camera. It adds fresh angles and creative shots that I couldn't get before. A few years ago, using an action camera for serious work would have seemed like a joke, but not anymore. Today we have cameras like this that offer real professional features. You get control, quality, flexibility, and portability all in one small package. That's powerful. It means we can create better content with fewer limitations. And that's what being a creator is all about. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon so you won't miss future uploads.